I've been an entrepreneur for 15 years. This is my fourth business. And the number one skill is the ability to pick yourself up and keep believing. Like, you have to create that belief. Making the transition from side hustle to your own business to full-time entrepreneur, full-time hustle is what I spend pretty much 90% of my coaching helping people doing. That's all we do. The problem is nothing happens until you commit, but you're not committing until you get the plan. Step one is decide. Step two is commit. Step three is figure out how. Welcome to Transform with Jason Drees. Don't forget to join me every Monday at 10 a.m. Central for my Monday Mindset Reset. Don't start your week out of alignment. Go to mondaymindsetreset.com to sign up. On today's episode, I've got a really cool JDC client, Robert Friedman's here. He's 48 years old. He's married, 16 years under the belt. He's got two beautiful daughters, living in Virginia Beach. How beautiful. Speech therapist, regional administrator, amazing human being. How you doing today, Robert?
I'm doing okay. After that intro, how can I not be doing okay?
I just speak the truth. I speak the truth.
Thank you.
So what should we talk about today? What do you want some coaching on?
Well, I started coaching not too long ago, and it's been a bit of a road to get to that place where I can actually be open to coaching, and for me to actually, invest in myself in order to get the coaching that I feel like could help me. Like most people in your community, I'm looking to grow as an individual, but also grow out of my job into out of the W-2 into more of a, kind of, I don't want to say passive because that's not necessarily what I'm looking for, but more like having multiple income streams, having a little bit more of a way of life that I feel might align with my values a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that sounds like your situation.
Yes.
What would you like coaching on?
Well, I feel like my mindset is pretty limited a lot of times. So I think that's part of what I'm doing to try and coach is to try and get out of that limited mindset and go into the abundance mindset. Even like just doing these coaching things, I'm just like constantly trying to think of is this the best use of my money right now? Should I be investing it in something different? Should I be, everything is pretty limited. So I think that would be a good place for us to kind of delve into, just trying to get out of that lack mindset, that the lack, not just in resources, but also the lack mindset of myself and like my abilities, because I doubt myself a lot. I feel like my brain is always going to, like when I listen to you, I listen to Coach and to Andrew and even when I listen to like other people talk about things, that my mind just immediately goes to, well, maybe it's probably just better than me. What if they're just better than me? What if they just do things that I cannot do because I don't have that ability? Like it's just those things, and I know that a lot of that is probably mindset.
Yeah. So let's get more specific. Because we need to be more specific with mindset to dive in. So you're saying abundance mindset, lack mindset, there's some self-doubt. Like, let's dive in more, like more specific.
Okay.
Like where's an area where, give me an example.
So I think like, for example, like when I was getting coached, one of the things that kind of stood out that was said to me was, that I need to feel afraid more often, because I guess I'm not doing things to kind of stretch myself in a way where I do, where I don't feel comfortable. And I think everything that I do is pretty, measured and calculated. And I think that that's, slowing me down. So for example, I was offered a job opportunity, in Jacksonville, and it probably was going to be a better fit. But ultimately, like I didn't do it. And I still think I made the right decisions, but I'm not sure that I made them for the right purpose. And what I mean by that is like I feel like I was still driven by fear.
Yeah. So how would you describe, like, what level are you playing at? 0 to 10. 10's all you got. Nothing left.
7 or 8, I guess. I don't know. I have a tough time with that one because I feel like sometimes, like, I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. I go to the gym before anybody wakes up. Come home. I spend, an hour with my wife drinking coffee. I go to work, come home, you know, hang out for a little bit, eat dinner, put the girls to bed. And then in those few minutes that I have to spare, I'm trying to, work on some kind of, like, I'm trying to start a business now, and so, work on that. Or if before I was trying to start a business, it was looking for a business, and it's just like in these little short spurts. And I feel like, I'm giving it all, but then, I guess just like anybody else, sometimes I just get distracted and I go on social media or whatever the case. And it's not for, I don't have like hours and hours of social media, but in those little times, I feel like sometimes, like, oh, I should be doing, I beat myself up. I should be doing something where I can learn a little bit more. So, I don't know. I guess that's a long answer to tell you a 7 or 8, I suppose.
So what are you made of? Like, what are you made of? What are you capable of? Like, what's your potential?
I mean, honestly, I feel like if I go all in on something, then I could probably accomplish anything that I put my mind to, right? And I mean, I guess the only thing that I'm missing there is that proof of concept for making it on my own, right? Like leaving my W-2 and
there is no proof of concept,
right?
Nope. That's why you're not moving, because you're going into the unknown. Known is something you know how to do. Unknown is something you don't know how to do. This new direction is there is no proof of concept. There's no guarantee. Like, I heard Gary Vaynerchuk say the other day that business is constantly losing with an occasional win. It is hard to be an entrepreneur. It is hard. Most difficult thing I've ever done in my entire life. Why do I do it? Because I don't like working for anybody else. That's why I do it. But it's hard. But the only way you're going to get out of this spot is if you decide to get out of the spot. You have to make a decision, because our brains run, our subconscious mind's running all the time. And you'll be driving down the road and you'll be like, oh, look at this thing here. How do I get that? And your brain will start formulating how to get that. So we end up operating with a couple different decision-making formulas, right? And the first decision-making model is basically step 1 is decide. Here's the target. Step 2 is plan, create a plan. Step 3 is commit. Decide, plan, commit. That's where you are. I do that too. We all do it. All of us do. Decide, plan, commit, right? The problem is nothing happens until you commit, but you're not committing until you get the plan, right? So that's one model. The other model is step 1 is decide. Step 2 is commit. Step 3 is figure out how. So making the transition from side hustle to your own business to full-time entrepreneur, full-time hustle is what I spend pretty much 90% of my coaching helping people doing. That's all we do.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been an entrepreneur for 15 years. This is my 4th business. And the number one thing is, the number one skill is the ability to pick yourself up and keep believing. That's what it comes down to. Like, you have to create that belief. And what's contradicting that belief is your past references. I'm guessing probably you didn't grow up your parents were not entrepreneurs, I'm guessing, or anyone else in your family. So you're going this direction. You go to talk to them about it, and they're like, why would you do that? You got a stable job. That's ridiculous, right? So, but you're not meant to be average. You've got a drive. You've got an intuition. It's pulling your gut saying you're supposed to do more than this. And you are, my guess is, operating in a pattern of how to do that. Okay, I'm going to do it, but you're waiting for the plan. You're waiting for the plan before you get in the game. So you're standing on the sideline on the basketball court and you're trying to draw up a winning plan for the game. And you're not getting in the game because you haven't drawn up the winning plan yet. But it's impossible to draw up a winning plan for a basketball game. No way. No way. There's no way you can guarantee it. Nope. Anytime other people involved, you cannot guarantee it. So it's creating that decisions, that certainty. And it's great that you're in coaching, because coaching is how you remove the contradictions. Because there's a part of you that believes 100% that you can do it. Then there's another part of you that doubts that you can do it. Right? There's a contradiction there. So let's say, for example, if you believed it 100% and you doubted it 40%, you'll think 60% is where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, like, mindset is created by life experiences and memories and situations. It's not created based on logic. And it can feel like things aren't moving, but you haven't learned the formula yet to unwind it. You're still in the learning phase, right? Because there's the belief that says I can do it, and there's the doubting belief. All we have to do is remove the doubting belief, and that one becomes the primary. And in order for this to work, you need to believe that this works. Because there's your subject mindset, which would be the mindset about the actual subject of, say, starting your own business or whatever that may be, sales, time management. Then there's your process mindset. Your process mindset is your beliefs about how you operate, how life works for you, how fast you can change, how fast you can't change. Those are all based on beliefs. And your brain created your reference points based on your past experience and allows you to operate as best you can within the confines of what you're capable of. But that's not really your full potential. Your full potential is more than that. So to start play at that higher level and start to yield those results, you need to move into the frame that's aligned with those results occurring, as opposed to trying to fix the frame where they're not aligned. What was your top goal? Like if success was guaranteed and you could not fail, what would you do between now and the end of the year?
I would leave my job and start and go all in on the business, and maybe open up a second business too. Who knows?
Do you want to believe that 100%?
Yes.
Okay. So try this out loud. I take full ownership of my life and everything in it.
I take full ownership of my life and everything in it.
I'm going to find a way to leave my job and start a business.
I'm going to find a way to leave my job and start a business.
Because I'm not going to stop until I do.
Because I'm not going to stop until I do.
How does that feel?
It feels a little different than the last times that I've done this before. So, and can I just ask? Because I think, like, when I start kind of feeling, that motivated, and then the thought comes, and maybe this is irrelevant, but the thought comes that I have to believe it enough for not just for myself, but for my whole family, right? Because it impacts everyone. So I don't know where that kind of falls in. I guess it ultimately comes down to me, though. Yeah. Does that make sense?
It's what you believe. You need to lead your family with your beliefs. And if you want to believe something or you don't want to believe something, then do the work. Those are perfect things to bring to your calls with Andrew.
Okay.
There we go. What just happened there?
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like it just kind of, part of the doubt just kind of goes. Like, I just felt like a little bit lighter.
Yes. And the reason we started to feel lighter is because this conversation is keeping you very present and in it. And it's allowing you to process it, because most of the misalignment that we experience and the doubt will go away if we just sit with it for a moment. Your present state is alignment. If you stop, you will get into alignment.
Okay.
It's the movement that creates out of alignment and resistance. So simply stopping here and I'm speaking from a higher frame of openness and alignment. Everything that's coming out of my mouth is coming from the belief that you're unlimited and there's nothing you can't do. And you're starting to feel that frequency a little bit from this conversation. And that's why you're starting to feel lighter. And that's why you've kind of shifted there.
Yeah.
So getting better at frame shifting and using the repeat after me's. You can also use my 5-minute mindset tool. I don't know if you've got a copy of that. You should have got a copy in your inbox. But use the tools.
Okay.
And I would go to my coach and say, I want to engage more, because I know earlier you said it was kind of hard for you wasn't that easy to get started in coaching and opening up. Those are beliefs too. So that's a question's like, hey coach, I want to open up, but I feel like I'm scared to, or I don't want to. Those are beliefs too. Everything is beliefs. Everything is. So we want to make sure you're operating by beliefs that you agree with and not stuck in the confines of beliefs generated by your past.
Okay.
He's breathing. Look at that. Look at the breath right there. Right?
Yeah, it's heavy stuff.
So they're just feelings.
Yeah.
There hasn't been one that's killed you yet. So my personal growth journey took a radical turn 13 years ago when I got into coaching, and I decided that I'm never going to avoid looking at something that doesn't feel good. So if something doesn't feel good, I look at it. So I can align it, heal it, grow it, release it, fix it, expand it, whatever it may be. Because you're a lot more powerful than this. Some of us just naturally are strong that way. Otherwise, it's more work. Your path is your path. My path is my path. But you can still be amazing. You can still do those impossible things. But nothing's going to happen till you get on the court.
Right. Yes. It's a big takeaway.
Okay. You good? Anything else?
No, I can't think of anything now. I think that's enough for me to work on for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me today.
All right. Thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it. This is awesome.
You're welcome, Robert.
And thank you for the work that you do. I think that you guys do some pretty cool work, and
thank you. That means a lot.
I appreciate it. Yeah, that's awesome.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And thanks for watching Transform with Jason Drees. I will see you on the next episode. Take care. Bye-bye.